congratulations to President Obama. He got him. Congratulations to SEAL Team. They're saying it's SEAL Team 6. Is that right?
You're confirming
I thought
that,
SEAL
Jeffy?
Team 6 was the one that was here in the United States that wasn't supposed to exist.
The Navy SEAls.
Yeah,
period.
I mean,
That's
it's
all,
the Navy SEAls, and
fantastic.
God bless them, man.
The whole military who did all of this the entire time.
I found out this morning that it was the SEALs, and I wrote to Marcus right away, and I said, God bless you guys.
Marcus Luttrell from Lone Survivor.
Yeah, and I said, Marcus, God bless you. I'd give my right arm if one of you guys would have had a can of bacon bits on you. But congratulations. Now, here's my problem. My problem with this is that we gave this guy a dignified burial at sea, or at least that's what they said. I really would have put this guy in a meat grinder with a pig. Honestly, he's not getting your sorry. Oh, you're not going to get your 72 virgins? Oh, that sucks to be you. Wrap him up in Hormel, pack him in a can of Spam, man. I mean it. Why are we doing that? This guy, and Muslims should be angry. Because this guy is, excuse me, he's not a Muslim. He's a terrorist. He's a serial killer. He's a mass murderer. What religion did Adolf Hitler claim? Lutheran? What was he? Does anybody know? He was probably a Lutheran because of the good German stock. So he was probably a Lutheran. It doesn't matter. I mean, he wasn't. Whatever he was, he wasn't.
Right.
So would the Lutherans be upset if he were, claiming to be a Lutheran? No, it was Adolf Hitler. So why would we claim to say, hey, this is hey, look at this, huh? Yeah. We gave him a good Muslim burial. The guy wasn't Muslim. At least that should be understood by Eric Holder. Eric Holder should be all up there. He says there's no such thing as a Muslim terrorist. It's a perversion. So why did we do it? Other than they get pissed off if you change a cartoon. If you have a cartoon with the prophet in it, they'll set the world on fire. Well, shouldn't good Muslims be upset that they did this? That they gave him a dignified burial and honored the body so he could go and get his 72 virgins. I'm telling you, I would have put bacon bits. I would have put cans of bacon bits in every orifice of his body.
You have to be careful there, though, Glenn. Actually, a lot of bacon bits do not contain actual bacon, and that would be a terrible mistake for this administration, for the military, for everyone.
How much do you believe that we put his body at sea?
What do you mean? How much do I believe it?
Do you believe it?
Yeah, I believe it.
Come on. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No,
I mean, I think.
No, you don't.
Well, because they don't want to have a shrine. You don't want to have a place where where the body where people can gather and think of it as a site.
Put him on that little island in Disney World where they've got Walt in the freezer. Put him there. Come on. I mean, we live in a society of conspiracy freaks. That Bush blew up the levees, that Dick Cheney blew up the World Trade Center, that JFK wasn't really killed, that Obama's birth certificate isn't real, and we're going to dump the man's body? Come on. Put him in a freezer. Say whatever you want. Oh, yeah, no, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, dignified, absolutely. So dignified, and we dumped him in the middle of the sea, all wrapped in white after he washed his sponge, gave him a sponge bath, and then we said a little prayer, and we dumped him. Put him in the bottom of a freezer in the basement of that building where they're keeping the Ark of the Covenant. I saw it on Indiana Jones. Keep him in the basement of put him in the bottom of a freezer. One of those things, my aunt used to have one of those big, chest freezers. Put him there, put him down on the bottom. You can stack, some frozen peas and bacon on top of him. But keep him. I mean, do you know that it was one day away from Adolf Hitler died on his anniversary of his death was on Saturday. We killed Osama Bin Laden on Sunday. So it's almost the same death date as Adolf Hitler. And these two had a lot in common. Both crazy killers. But how long did the rumors go around that Adolf Hitler wasn't dead? It went on forever. Adolf Hitler's not dead. No, he escaped to where? Argentina? Please, for the love of Pete. And you know why? Because they burned his body, and then the Russians took it. I think the Russians had his brain like in a pickle jar or something for a while, didn't they? I think they did. They kept it in the bottom of Stalin's drawer. No, seriously.
I don't know if that's exactly.
It's not maybe exactly accurate. True, but it's pretty close. I mean, it might have been a pickle jar, and it might not have been in his drawer, but I think they had his brain. So, I mean, we live in this society where it's ugly. Why would we get rid of his body? We didn't. No way.
You think we kept it?
We kept it.
Well, I mean,
we kept it.
To prove it to
it's under the Lincoln bed in the Lincoln bedroom.
I don't think that's accurate, but I
can see the last place you'd look, isn't it?
Well, no, you just said it on national radio, so it'd be one of the first places I looked.
That's what I'd have you believe.
So it's not really there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is getting more confusing. I think it's okay, though, right? Is it? I mean, it's okay to be happy today. I feel like everyone's out there they're already having to turn it into politics, already having to turn it into 900 different issues.
No, congratulate. Here's what needs to be said.
Yeah.
Thank God for the U.S. military.
Yes.
Thank God for the Navy SEALs. Mm-hmm. Thank God for all those people that have worked so tirelessly over the last 10 years to find this dirtbag and then kill him. Thank God we have a president who actually authorized the shoot to kill. Mm-hmm. That is a surprising shock to me. And I think that deserves to be said, that I didn't think that this president would actually pull the trigger. Well, he didn't, but have somebody pull the trigger. And he did. Congratulations, President Obama. Thank you for doing the right thing on this. I think we also need to say to all of the victims, Muslim and non-Muslim, the dirtbag is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Now, with that being said, enjoy the day, because there are many things that can happen as a result of this, and we knew this going in. It doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean like, oh, we won. Adolf Hitler is dead. No, that's not the way this is. That's not the way this works. And so we have to stay vigilant. I've overheard a couple of conversations. I have to put a memo out this morning to all of the employees here at Mercury. I've heard several conversations already this morning with people saying they're nervous. They were nervous when they got on the train this morning. They were nervous, but, this is New York City.
People, I thought twice about it today.
Did you really?
Yeah, because these guys are going to try to retaliate in some way.
But these guys are going to do that anyway.
It's sort of stupid to think, maybe I should just drive to work for a week. But then part of me thought, I don't know. I mean, if you have people who are the typical terrorist, is obviously the ones that are successful or well planned and everything else. But that doesn't mean the crazy ones, the ones that don't. That are kind of, off the reservation a little bit and get pissed off about
those are the ones you need to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the heck they're going to do?
Yeah.
Of course.
You mean the ones that get crazy over a cartoon? Those people?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they always say, oh, this guy was nothing. He wasn't connected centrally to Al-Qaeda. He barely even knew it. And, he's just a nut job. He's a failed, video store rental employee. Yeah, well, those guys can kill people, too. They can do. Sometimes they fail. They fail at a higher rate, but they are occasionally successful, and I'm not willing to put up with that if I don't have to.
So, thank you, President Obama. Thank you, U.S. military. And America, celebrate today. Roll up your sleeves tomorrow, because the job ain't done.
Glenn Beck.
Have you seen the ABC video here? It's on the Blaze now at glennbeck.com.
Or theblaze.com, which is where the Blaze is located.
What did I say?
Glennbeck.com, which is not where the Blaze is located.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. It's on theblaze.com. It's truly amazing. Truly amazing to see the inside. First of all, I think the guy was, I think he had a waterbed. It was weird.
Osama Bin Laden has had a waterbed this whole time?
It sure looks like an old waterbed. It looks like,
Did he have a lava lamp, too?
Yeah, it's like he's got a bong stash someplace. But he wasn't the tidiest housekeeper. But anyway,
Terrorist and untidy housekeeper.
Now, there may have been a scuffle that might have added to the, but if you see the pictures, we don't have pictures yet of Osama bin Laden that can be confirmed, but the pictures are on the actually video of the inside of his room or compound. We're not sure if he was killed there, but one person with a lot of blood was killed in that room. Or multiple people, but it looks like somebody had a lot of blood in that room. It's pretty graphic, but you can check it out now at theblaze.com.
Yeah, and they found this guy because there was a courier who was doing work for Al-Qaeda, which is apparently you think he is delivering a lot of videotapes places. It's probably a good career, and he was working for Al-Qaeda. They had tracked him to this place, which was in a nice neighborhood apparently. At least for Pakistan. For some reason, in the middle of this nice neighborhood in Pakistan, there was a big compound with 18-foot walls. I don't know how they found it. I don't know why that stood out to people as a place to that maybe Osama bin Laden was hiding, but that's where that's how they figured it out.
Well, it's like 1,000 feet away from the military academy.
Wow, I didn't.
It's like 1,000 feet away from the Pakistani military academy, which is pretty amazing. That's going on. Now, the media was scooped by the new media, the internet and Twitter, and I don't have the. Do you have the actual timeline from the guy?
Yeah, I have the Twitter page up.
This is a guy who lives in Osama bin Laden's neighborhood, and he starts tweeting last night about the noisy neighbors. Or somebody with a helicopter. And here are the tweets that he had.
Yes, first one is a helicopter hovering above, I think it's Abbottabad, where the actual city is, at 1 a.m. It's a very rare event. Then a few minutes later, he says, "Go away, helicopter, before I take out my giant swatter."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got a giant swatter, too.
Yeah. Then the next one, a huge window-shaking bang here in Abbottabad. I hope it's not the start of something nasty. And then he says, all is silent after the blast, but a friend heard it about 6 kilometers away. The helicopter is gone, too, so it's already over. He has no idea that he's actually, in real time, accounting a historic world event that will be talked about for, how long?
Isn't that amazing? Out of all the billions of people on Earth, here's one guy who is recording it and reporting it. Don't tell me that the internet needs to be regulated. Look at this. You have a voice. Here's one guy saying something's going on with the helicopters here. And it's the Navy SEALs coming in to get Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. And the best one, though, I think, of the entire thing is about an hour later. And he still has no idea what's happened here. He just knows there's a helicopter and a big explosion. And he says, "Funny, moving to Abbottabad was part of the being safe strategy." He moved in. He was trying to move to a safe neighborhood and move next to Osama bin Laden. Can you imagine the complaints to the real estate agent after that? I just wanted a safe neighborhood, and you put me next to Osama bin Laden?
Well, that's the same thing that the real estate agent did with Osama bin Laden. Look, I'm just trying to move into a safe neighborhood. Well, the military academy is just right down. This is like him moving, 1,000 feet away from West Point. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of people are bringing up the idea that, Pakistan... this
not a friend?
Yes. This is obviously not the government that we worked with initially. A lot of people pressured that government out, and there's been a new one for a while. There's been an increase in terrorist attacks, and it looks as if this guy had been sheltered very close to the military installation, which that's frightening.
Well, it is the video you have to see from his compound. It's available at theblaze.com. And we're going to give you, in fact, why don't I do this now. I have the blow by blow, if you will, the what exactly happened, the details of how the raid went down. I don't know how many people actually know all the details. This happened starting last night. We found out about it about 10:40 last night. Helicopters descended out of darkness on the most important counterterrorism mission in U.S. history. It was an operation so secret, only a select few U.S. officials knew what was about to happen. The location was a fortified compound in an affluent Pakistani town, 2 hours outside of Islamabad. The target was Osama Bin Laden. This, by the way, is according to The Blaze, and you can see the pictures of the compound. Intelligence officials discovered the compound in August while monitoring an al-Qaeda courier. The CIA had been hunting that courier for years, ever since detainees told interrogators that the courier was so trusted by bin Laden that he very well might be living with the al-Qaeda leader. Don't let me hear anyone say that Gitmo isn't working. Nestled in an affluent neighborhood, the compound was surrounded by walls as high as 18 feet, topped with barbed wire. 2 security gates guarded the only way in. A third-floor terrace was shielded by a 7-foot privacy wall. No phone lines or internet cables ran to the property. The residents burned their garbage rather than putting out for collection. Intelligence officials believe the $1 million compound was built 5 years ago to protect a major terrorist figure. The question was, who? Well, I bet that was really hard to figure out. I mean, Pakistan, 1,000 feet from the military academy. The CIA asked itself again and again who might be living behind those walls, and each time they concluded almost certainly bin Laden. President Barack Obama described the operation in broad strokes Sunday night. Details provided in interviews with counterterrorism and intelligence authorities, senior administration officials, and other U.S. officials all spoke on the condition of anonymity. They couldn't be disclosed who they were.
Right.
To discuss the sensitive operation. By mid-February, intelligence from multiple sources was clear enough that Obama wanted to pursue an aggressive course of action, a senior official said. Over the next 2.5 months, Obama led 5 meetings of the National Security Council focused solely on whether bin Laden was in the compound, and if so, how to get him. Normally, the U.S. shares its counterterrorism intelligence widely with trusted allies in Britain and Canada, Australia, and elsewhere. And the U.S. normally does not carry out ground operations inside Pakistan without collaboration with Pakistani intelligence. But this mission was too important and too secretive. On April 29th, Obama approved an operation to kill bin Laden. It was a mission that required surgical accuracy, even more precision than could be delivered by the government's sophisticated Predator drones. To execute it, Obama tapped a small contingent of Navy SEAL elite teams, SEAL Team 6. So you know, SEAL Team 6 is the elite of the elite. SEAL Team 6 is what fiction writers would say is a team that operates sometimes here in the United States. SEAL Team 6 would be the team that some people would say is the team that would be responsible for, let's say, bomb-like materials showing up on planes coming from Yemen, but they're not bombs. So the United States could evaluate where the holes are. In other words, SEAL Team 6 will go over to Yemen and see if they can smuggle bomb-like materials onto several planes and see if they can do it. And if they can do it, then see how everybody reacts, see how they catch them, see what the United States should do, and evaluate, and then give that to the military.
And they're a big, like, recurring thing in like action thriller type fiction, right? Aren't they a big,
yes,
a big recurring? Like,
yes, and some would say that they actually exist.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they definitely exist. What they're doing is, of course, highly classified.
Yes,
but
some would say possibly outside the Constitution. Some would say that.
Well, I don't know.
Luckily, not this case.
Yeah, no.
Not this case. But you're not supposed to have a SEAL team or any team that's working inside of the United States. And that scenario that I just outlined, I'm sure that wasn't SEAL Team 6. I'm sure that was just somebody else making and sending bomb-like materials and and not bombs. But they didn't do it in the United States. They did it in Yemen. And thank God for them. Anyway, so here they are, the elite Navy SEAL team. They go in under Leon Panetta, who, remember, the president knew this was coming. Panetta's just been replaced. When? Friday, Stu?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think it was Friday. They monitored the compound from afar. Panetta was directly in charge of the team, and his conference room was transformed into a command center. U.S. helicopters ferrying elite counterterrorism troops into the compound, identified by the CIA as Bin Laden's hideout. They were in and out in less than 40 minutes. Details of exactly how the raid unfolded remain murky, but the al-Qaeda courier and his brother and one of Bin Laden's sons were killed. Hang on. We pause for a moment to remember all the good they did. Now let's move on. No Americans were injured. Senior administration officials say that Bin Laden resisted and that the man behind the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil died from an American bullet in his eye. I heard a thundering sound followed by heavy firing, and then firing suddenly stopped, then more thundering, then a big blast, said Mohammed Harun Rashid, a resident of Abbottabad, Pakistan, after the choppers had swooped in and then out again. It was mid-afternoon in Virginia when Panetta and his team received word that Bin Laden was dead. Cheers and applause broke out across the conference room.
Glenn Beck.
There's a couple of things that I want to share with you today. One, I was in the Oval Office with George W. Bush the day that Barack Obama said that he was going to fly jets into Pakistan. And I thought that was insane. This is when he was still, trying to become the nominee. And I want to tell you the story of what George Bush told me then, and then what Barack Obama originally wanted to do when he found Osama bin Laden. Originally, he wanted to fly a stealth bomber in and drop a couple of 2,000-pound bombs. But when he found out that everything would be obliterated, he actually decided not to do that and to see if the SEALs could come up with a plan to go in and get evidence of the body. Because if they just dropped the bombs, no one would believe that we actually killed him. And he wanted evidence and proof that he was actually dead. That is an amazing act for the president. And for as much as George W. Bush is not getting credit and should get credit, so should Osama bin Laden. So should Barack Obama. President Barack Obama has he got the job done, and he took a risk to make sure that we knew that it was Osama bin Laden. So congratulations to George W. Bush and to President Barack Obama for getting the job done. Back in just a second.
Mercury.